Well, hello, my good friends. It's been a while since I've done a daily rant recording. I think it's been about a week since I've uploaded any content to my channel. This is a Jerry Bear. Today is Wednesday, December 2nd, 2020. December already. Unbelievable. This year went fast. This year went really super fast. I'm happy to see it get the fuck out of here. I'm over it. I know you guys are over it. A lot to talk about. I didn't do my Sunday video update this week. I opted out of that because I wasn't feeling well on Sunday. But today I'm feeling much, much better. And I feel well enough that I can do this daily rant recording. And I wanted to talk to you guys a bit about my health, what's been going on with me lately. All this time that you haven't really heard from me. So I'm going to get to that right now. And here goes. So on the evening of Thanksgiving, I spiked a fever. I'm sitting at my kitchen table trying to eat my food, and I had a cough. And I couldn't, it was affecting my ability to eat. And I told my dad, I said, I cannot eat this food, I can't finish my plate. I said, because this cough is persistent, it just doesn't stop. And he says, okay, son, go lie down, catch your breath or whatever, and just take it easy and relax. So I come in here in my bedroom, where I've been for weeks now. I come in here to my room, I lie down on my side, and I'm still coughing. And I told Dad, I said, well, I might need an albuterol sulfate breathing treatment. So he brought in the albuterol sulfate breathing treatment, and I stopped coughing long enough. I put the mask on my face. I'm breathing in all the steam from the albuterol sulfate, and hopefully it would open my passageways and bring up whatever stuff in my throat or in my chest that's making me cough like this. And so after that, I spike a fever. And I told my dad, I said, I cannot go on like this. I said, I have got to go to the emergency room. So Dad took me to Memorial Healthcare in Owasso on the night of Thanksgiving, which was Thursday the 26th. And they didn't prescribe me anything, but they checked my breathing. They put the stethoscope on my back. They checked my breathing. I didn't have any issues with wheezing or anything like that, which was fine. I didn't have bronchitis or pneumonia going on, so that was, it was a sigh of relief. But they swabbed me for the COVID. They took like this long white swab stick. It almost looked like a tool that you would use to apply mascara or, eyeshadow. And they stuck it in the back of my nose. They didn't go up into the nostril, they stuck it back. And then they started to twist it inside, and I said, oh, Jesus Christ, man. And it was involuntary, I didn't purposely swear at the doctor. But when the procedure was done, I told her, I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I didn't mean to use profane language. And she kind of chuckled, and she says, honey, I've heard worse since all this started. She says, you're good, don't worry about it. So she was cool about it, and, if I swear or say something profane, to a medical professional, I want to offer up my apologies because it was totally unintentional. It was just that involuntary, Jesus Christ. And so I stuck it out for like the 2 seconds that it had taken for her to administer the COVID swab. And then they didn't keep me for observation. They sent me home. The next day around 4 o'clock, which was on the 27th, Friday, they sent me home. I got the phone call at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, November 27th, letting me know that I tested positive for the COVID. So that's what happened. I tested positive for the COVID, and I've been in bed this entire time. And I was, when I think about it, I went shopping on the 19th of November, which was a week prior to Thanksgiving. It was a whole week prior to then. And like a day or two after I went shopping, I started to feel the symptoms of what I thought were seasonal allergies at first, because usually, the warm and cold weather, the back and forth bounce and fluctuation between weather changing phenomena makes my seasonal allergies flare up. And that's what I thought it was. And it just got progressively worse and worse and worse and worse. So as it turned out, I tested positive for COVID, and I went from there. I just, played it all by ear. I got plenty of rest. I drank lots of water, lots of Powerade. They tell you to drink Powerade because it'll help to boost the electrolytes back into your system again. And just yesterday, I started taking zinc and vitamin C, which has been a tremendous help. A lot of my friends who've been suggesting zinc in email and text message, for days they were telling me, well, you got to take zinc, take vitamin C, this is going to help you. And sure enough, I've noticed some very good improvements, I should say. I've noticed some very positive improvements. So to my friends who've been checking on me, I wanted to use this time to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, that you are, concerned about me and my health, and you've been checking in on me this entire time. I just wanted to say thank you for that. And your love and caring means a lot to me, and because not knowing what's going to happen from one day to the next with this COVID stuff is really just frustrating. And I know that there are other more severe cases of the COVID. What I had was a mild case of the COVID, but nonetheless, it's enough to scare you, because it's the COVID. It's enough to scare anybody when you get a COVID positive test result, But I can tell you with a great deal of certainty that I'm feeling great. I did lose weight because I haven't been eating regularly, so I did lose a few pounds, but I will get the weight back. And I also wanted to make this shout out to my buddies Adam and Reese for the very just awesome video they did for me. They told me to get better soon. They sent their get well wishes. Boys, thank you so much for that video. I love you both. I will see you again soon. I don't know how soon per se, because I'm still officially in quarantine. So I don't know when I'm actually going to see you physically in person again. But rest assured, I will. I will beat this thing. I'm not experiencing any symptoms of COVID at the moment, which is why I feel energetic and enthused enough to want to do the Daily Rant recording today. So thank you, boys, for the video. I love you both, and I'll see you soon. I'm not going to pass away. Everything here is going fairly well. It could be better, but I don't want to rush things. I want this to gradually taper off and go away so I can get back to a normal daily routine of life and living. And everybody's well wishes and emails and text messages, and yes, the YouTube videos have been extremely helpful. And when you're sitting in your bedroom, when you're in quarantine, when you're all by yourself, you think about a lot of things. What do you do for the whole time? You got a lot of time on your hands now. When you're sitting and staring at the ceiling or staring at the walls, you start to overthink everything. Like, wow, nobody cares to know how I'm doing. Nobody cares that I'm sick. Nobody cares to know my condition, how I'm doing. And then I'm proven wrong again, because people do care. There's lots of people, despite everything that's been going on with me and dealing with the issues I've had with people in the past, there are still good people out there. There are still people who care. There are still people who give a damn, and despite the fact that there's a lot of hatred and people like to spread gossip, I still have friends out there who want to know how I'm doing. They want to know that I'm okay. They want to know that Jer Bear's okay and he's going to beat this COVID pandemic. He's going to get through it. He's going to beat his own personal bouts with COVID. He beat cancer. He's going to beat the COVID too. And that's what I told my friends. I said, I can beat this thing. It's beatable. I said, I got through cancer. I said, COVID, you better watch out because you done messed with the wrong person. And I got to tell you, sitting around and just staring at the walls, it gives you time to think. And when you overthink, you think no one cares. I've had lots of friends email me and text me and say, we love you, we hope you get better, and we're thinking about you. And although I'm not religious, they offered to keep me in their prayers, which is fine. It doesn't bother me. It's a positive way for them to let me know that they care. And it's appreciative, and I couldn't ask for a better group of friends, because they're thinking good thoughts about me and they want me to get better. And so I personally want to thank all of them for keeping me in their positive thoughts and their positive energy, or their positive aura, as I used to say on Facebook. It's been kind of rough going. But I got through it, and I'm continuing to get through it, and I will be out of it. I will be out of the woods with the COVID, but I have to take it easy still. I can't let my guard down. I have to continue to get plenty of rest. I have to get plenty of fluids in my system. I have to continue to take my vitamin C and my zinc. I've been drinking Powerade, so I'll get Powerade in my system. I'm doing the absolute best I can just to try to overcome this, and I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. But I wanted to come on here and make a recording of the Daily Rant just to let you guys know that everything is going smoothly now that I'm on like the other side. I'm like over the hill of the COVID as far as I'm concerned, because when I was in the absolute core of that, I felt horrible. I had no energy. I was in bed the whole time, snuggled up under heavy quilts and blankets. There were times when I have to sleep without a shirt on because I would get overheated, and it did help to break a fever, sleeping without my shirt on. But it's been rough going. I've got dry, cracked lips, and it's been rough going. I'm starting to come back slowly but surely. I'm starting to rejuvenate my energy and get back to a place where I need to be, where I want to be, and I'm taking one day at a time. I guess the only rant that I have for you people today is the fact that there are people out there who think that the COVID pandemic is a hoax. These people who are anti-maskers, they don't believe that the rules apply to them, that they are above the pandemic, they are above the law, they are, that they just have no, they can't be told what to do. And to those people, you're making a huge mistake. You're making a very huge mistake because of the fact that your actions have profound impacts on the people around you. And that's sad. I mean, you think you can just go out into the world, not wear a mask? You think you can get away with, being so close to somebody else that you don't have to remain 6 feet apart from other people around you? You think rules don't apply to you, and I'm telling you they do, because you would want me to do for you what I would expect for you to do for me, and that is to follow the rules. Every time I went out in public, and it doesn't matter where I went to, every time I went out in public, I always wore my mask. Didn't matter where I went. I wore my mask. I always washed my hands, and I always stayed 6 feet apart from everybody. I followed the rules. I did what I was supposed to do, and I still got punished, so to speak, I guess. Because the punishment was I still got sick. I still contracted the COVID. And when I got that phone call, I wasn't a happy camper. Because I did not want to test positive for this shit, and I did anyway. And so I've been playing, everything by ear, like I said, and I will get back to a place where I want to be. But the rant portion of this, basically, my only concern is that people think that this COVID pandemic is it's not real. And I'm telling you it is. It's very real. In fact, a cousin of mine was just diagnosed with the COVID, and she's in the hospital on a ventilator. So this is extremely, extremely serious. This is why rules apply to everybody, because health applies to everybody. And I don't know how to. I can't stress it enough. People think that this is a fluke, and it's not a fluke. It's not a joke. It's not a mistake. It's not something that you can just sweep under the rug and say, well, it doesn't affect me. I don't get sick. Listen, we all get sick. Everybody gets sick. Getting sick is a part of life. You can't avoid it. Eventually everybody gets sick at some point or another. But to just avoid responsibility for making other people sick is beyond frustrating to me. And avoiding the responsibility of protecting yourself is something that really gets my goat too. Because as far as I can tell, or at least by what I understand, the reason why we have to wear masks is because if we do in fact have the COVID, we're not giving it to anybody else. Well, there were lots of people who weren't wearing masks when I was shopping for Thanksgiving on the 19th of November. I saw so many naked faces, and my jaw just dropped in disbelief. It's like, what the fuck are you people thinking? You have to wear the mask. If I get sick because of your laziness, I'm going to get pissed. Well, sure enough, I did. I did get sick because of other people's laziness, and I was pissed. I was not a happy camper. But today I'm feeling better than I have in I don't know how long. But I felt that the need to come on to do a daily rant recording. Seems I haven't really uploaded anything to my channel in over a week. I'm really frustrated about the whole thing. Not so much that I tested positive for it, but because people are selfish and inconsiderate of other people. That's basically my biggest quibble of the whole thing. I can take care of myself if I get sick, and I really, knock on wood, I'm happy that I didn't end up in the hospital over this shit, that it didn't get as severe as it could have gotten. But even still, I still had the COVID. I had a mild case of the COVID. Whether it's a mild case or a severe case, doesn't matter. You have to take it seriously. And to you people who think that the rules don't apply to you, you need to wake up. You need to stop going around thinking that rules don't apply to you and you don't have to wear the mask because, I don't get sick and I don't do this and I don't do that. Tough shit. Put a fucking mask on. Unless you have other health issues that prevent you from wearing a mask, you need to wear a fucking mask. End of discussion. There's people out here, including myself, who have compromised immune systems from prior health issues. We don't want to have to deal with your laziness or deal with the consequences of you being a lazy fuck and not putting a mask on. That's the thing that really upsets me more than anything. But I don't know. People are They think that they're invincible. They think they're Captain America, that the rules don't apply to them, and that they're untouchable. You know, they don't have to do everything they're told just because, well, I'm not a snowflake, I'm not a sheep. Well, you know what? It's not about being a snowflake or a sheep. It's about trying to get through this pandemic as best as we can without losing any more lives, because I turn the news on and it seems like we're losing more and more people to this COVID shit every day. And that was, you know, that should be an eye-opener for you guys. It should be a fucking eye-opener. But you have far too many people who they go against what's going on. They go against rules and orders and even laws, I would argue. And they think that the rules don't apply. It's a little frustrating to me. But other than that, I'm doing okay. I received something from someone yesterday. I don't know, maybe if he sent it to me to get a rise out of me. I'm not really particularly sure what the idea was behind it. But I received like a canvas picture from Tom Mitchell of the Still Brave Child of Cancer Foundation. He says that he's Jer Bear's #1 biggest fan, and he wrote on this. He says, "I love you," and all this, that, and the other. Listen, Tom, I don't know if you sent that to get a rise out of me. It didn't work. I've been in bed sick with a COVID all this time. It's time for you to grow up. I know for you that's hard to do, but you really got to get your shit together, man. Get a grip. You need to grow up. I mean, the fact that you would waste $11.55 on me, that's how much it costs to ship it. $11.55. I don't have the canvas. I'm just, what do I need it for? But you know, it's really, again, it's a piss poor reflection of your nonprofit organization. You want people to treat you like a leader. You want to be seen as a leader, someone who's a life changer. Well, you need to start acting like it. This is not the way to do it. That's why you're losing money. It has nothing to do with the COVID pandemic. People just don't like you. They're seeing you for you. And you're just mad because I pointed out a character flaw with your personality. You are a narcissist. I've said it 1,000 times and I'll say it again. You really got to grow up, dude. 53 years old and you're going on 15. It's just ridiculous the way people behave. And it's why I've decidedly withdrawn from the Child of Cancer cause, because of people like this. It's no different than people who accuse me of stalking, and yet those same people are currently subscribed to my YouTube channel. The irony is just incredibly thick. Incredibly thick. The people who want to accuse me of writing letters to them in the mail because it's such a bad thing, it's such a horrible thing to write letters to someone in the mail. Well, Tom Mitchell sent me a picture canvas in the mail. So if we're gonna call this harassment, now who's harassing who? And I've got the evidence. So if you know, if people are really going to pursue that matter, there you go. You can't whine about something that I've done and then turn around and do it yourself. But, well, it's okay if I do it, but it's not okay when Jared does it. Hey, fuck you. Fuck you. Don't mess with me. If I'm such a horrible person, then here's an idea. Just leave me the fuck alone. I mean, that seems to work too, you know. But anyway, enough of that. I don't know. I've been feeling under the weather all this time, but today I'm feeling much better, and I'm glad that I'm actually able to get up and walk around, and I've got the strength and the mobility. I'm starting to get all that back. I'm starting to feel strong enough to get up and walk around and prepare food. I'm getting my my sense of smell and my sense of taste back, because a loss of smell and taste are they're common with the COVID, and I lost both abilities when I had the COVID, but it's starting to come back, so that's a good thing, and I'm ecstatic. I just want to feel better. I don't know. It's been a crazy time. I mean, I'm looking out my bedroom window right now. It's only going on 5:30, and it's already getting dark. That's the part about winter that I don't like, although it's still, I think, officially fall. But nonetheless, I mean, it's very depressing. The days are getting shorter and the nights are longer, and I've been stuck in this goddamn bedroom for weeks. I'm dying to go somewhere. I want to get in my van and leave, but I can't because I'm officially still in quarantine. I don't know, I'm frustrated. Like yesterday was the first of the month, and I usually pay my bills on the first of the month just to make sure, that they're caught up for the month. And couldn't even do that. Had to stay in bed. Dad says, well, I'm going to run to Owasso, because that's where I pay my cell phone bill. He says, listen, I'll pay your cell phone bill. So it all worked out, but I do have car insurance I still have to pay, and I have my internet bill that I still have to pay. So there's really only 2 bills I have to pay. And tomorrow, being the 3rd, is my payment on my auto loan, because I financed this van that I'm driving now, this '04 Mercury Monterey. Tomorrow's payment day, so I got to make sure the money's in there, which it is, and go from there. So really, I've only got like 3 bills I got to pay, and then the rest of the money's mine for whatever, which is nice. It's just having the peace of mind of knowing that I have money if I need it. I have access to my money when I need it, and it helps ease my mind. But I got to get those bills paid before the due date. I don't want to, be delinquent on my bills. I've never been delinquent on my bills in the time that I've been paying bills, ever. I've never been late on one bill. And whenever I take out loans from my financial institution, the thing is, I always make sure that I have it arranged or set up to where they automatically take out the payment. That way, I don't have the added anxiety of thinking, fuck, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to make the payment for this month? They always take it out automatically. And this way, too, I'm not stuck with late fees. So that's always a good thing. But it helps to ease anxiety. It takes the edge off the anxiety of paying bills and such. But my thing right now, my biggest thing right now, is I just want to get the fuck out of this house. I'm going stir crazy around here. I've been stuck in this house because of the quarantine situation, because of the COVID. I have been stuck in this house for weeks. And I can't take it anymore. I need to get out. But I also don't want to take a risk of making myself sick again. When I start to feel better, oh, I guess I can go out now. I guess I can go back out into the world. I'm going to, as much as it kills me to do this, I'm going to hold out for a few days, or at least until, I'll give it until Saturday, about the 5th. And I'll see how I'm feeling then. And I don't know. I need to get out of this house. I need to get out because it's driving me nuts. But everything here is going okay for the most part. I'm as happy as I've been in quite some time. Other than, like I said, when you sit around this house all the time, when you're in quarantine, all you do is think about things. And when you overthink about things, your anxiety and your stress levels go up, and you start to feel sick again. And I don't want to feel sick anymore. I just want to be relaxed. I want to be calm. I want to be tranquil. I just want to be at peace with my health, both physical and mental. I want to be at peace with people. I want to just keep to myself, and I just don't want to bother anybody. I want to get over this COVID. My only concentration has been trying to get over this. That's been like my focus since I started getting sick. I just want this to be done. And another friend of mine, very good friend of mine from town here, her son also tested positive for COVID. And I'm just, again, it's because people take leave of their senses. They think that the rules don't apply to them, and because I never get sick. Yeah, like fucking Iron Man, right? You never get sick. Well, until you do get sick, then what? All I know is I get really fed up. I get irritable with people who they just think that they are above circumstances like the COVID. That rules don't apply to them. That they can just run around without wearing masks. They can run around and do whatever the fuck they want to do without consequence. We're in the middle of a pandemic. I could see if we actually got the all clear and said, hey, the COVID is gone. The COVID's done. Restrictions are lifted. Now we can get back to a normal way of life. Okay, cool. And I'm waiting for that day. I'm holding out for that day. Because I really want for things to get back to normal, or a sense of normalcy for all of us. For me, for you, for your brothers, your sisters, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, your cousins, everybody. I want for there to be a sense of normalcy for all of us again. Because I, for one, and I'm sure I'm speaking for many of you out there listening to this, I, for one, am sick and goddamn tired of the COVID. I'm tired of, I'm looking at the TV right now, 6,955 new COVID-19 cases in Michigan alone. Almost 7,000 new cases. It's just, I can't say that it's unbelievable. It's believable because people are unbelievable. And they don't follow the rules. Federal judge refuses to block ban on indoor dining in Michigan. Well, good. Good. I don't want to go, take a chance of going out and getting sick. And everybody out there is like, well, if the restaurant's dirty, then the health department will step in and shut it down. Okay. How is it different with the COVID? Yeah, it's not to say that the owners of the bars don't make sure that their establishments aren't clean. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is this is a pandemic, and it's not a healthy time for anybody to be going out to restaurants and dining in and gathering in large groups. We're trying to flatten the curve. We're trying to get rid of this nonsense. Once and for all, we want to put it to bed. We want to be done with it. And that's really what's going on, and I'm doing the best I can in getting myself back to good health. And I got to tell you, I wasn't too thrilled about the idea of being tested positive for COVID, but that's a reality that I had to let sink in, and I had to decide what the next best thing was to do to combat against this shit, because I don't want to be in a hospital. I don't want to be on a ventilator. I don't want to be near death. I want to live, damn it. I want to wake up to see tomorrow. I don't want to be worried about, well, I could die at any second, and I won't get to tell the people I love how much I really and truly love them, and all my family and friends and loved ones. I don't want to deprive them of that, and I don't want to deprive myself of living. So I got to do what I got to do now, and I got to take care of business now. And I think I've been doing pretty good. I've been wiping things down. We got those sanitation wipes, so I've been wiping things down. Whatever I touch, I wipe down. And I've been doing the best I can, guys. That's all I can do, the best I can. I'm feeling pretty good today. Today wasn't a bad day. Yesterday was a pretty good day, despite the fact that I got that mail from Tom Mitchell. But like I said, I think he's just trying to get a rise out of me. And it didn't work. But I don't know. I miss the way things used to be. I really do. I miss the way that I used to get along with people. Everybody. I got along with everybody, and then suddenly they just got it in their head that they wanted to start coming up with all these rumors about me, and then they wanted to spread the shit around on Facebook. And then they've got so many people convinced that I'm this horrible person. And it's unfortunate. It really is. It really is. And that's what I've been trying to tell people this whole time. Since all this started, I've been trying to tell people, my friends included, is that you gotta follow the evidence. And I'll stick to that forever and a day. Evidence is what's gonna collapse and dissipate the rumor mills and all the gossip. But what gets me is people who will just willingly believe things without looking into it further. They see something on Facebook, and then suddenly they base their decisions on what they're looking at on Facebook. It's like there's more to it than that. You're just going to read that and think, oh, well, can't have anything to do with Jared anymore. Like, what the fuck? You ever bother to want to know my side of the story? Did you ever think to come and ask me questions? No. No, because it's mob mentality. It's mob mentality. You either think the same way we do, or we're going to come after you. And I'm happy to say I got lots of friends who don't give a fuck either way if people want to come after them for something. Because my friends are going to ask them the same questions. What exactly are you coming after me for? Why exactly are you attacking Jared? He hasn't done anything wrong. But that's, I just can't get over that. I can't get over that bump in the road. Because no matter how good I was to people, and this is something you're never going to hear, you're never going to read it on Facebook, no matter how good I was to those people, it was never enough. And these people who are against me now, and there's a lot of friends I had a lot of friends. We talked all the time, and then suddenly they don't want anything to do with me anymore. They're never going to tell you how good I was to them. You're never going to hear that. You're never going to hear from them the things that I did for them while I was devoting so much of my time to the cause. But I was more for the people instead of the cause. There's a lot of people I became friends with. There's a lot of people I absolutely loved and adored. And now they are just, they want to be enemies, and they don't want to be friends with me anymore. That was their choice. All because of something they read on Facebook or something they saw on Twitter, which I don't have Facebook or Twitter anymore. I haven't had Twitter for a long time. I haven't had Facebook for about a month or so, maybe a couple months now, going on a couple months. And we have people who are creating fake accounts just to engage in this bit of smear campaigning against me. Most of you are probably familiar with an account on Facebook named Justina Banks, and I'm here to tell you that's not a real account. The guy behind the Justina Banks account is Russ Boggs. Just like the Jack L. Karsten's Twitter account is also Russ Boggs, and I've got evidence for that. And what you need to do is, if you're my friend anyway, what you need to do is you need to report these accounts to the respective social media sites. Report them as fake. I know that Russ has been running my name into the ground for a long time. His ex-wife actually threatened to kill me. She sent me death threats in a text message. But because they live in Arkansas, I really didn't think much else of it. It's like, yeah, whatever. They can talk big through a screen, like most people. They talk big through a screen, but they wouldn't say the shit directly to your face. You know how that goes. So what you need to do is you need to report the Justina Banks account on Facebook. Report it as fake. Report it as many times as you can. And what you need to do is report the Jack L. Karsten's account on Twitter. I want all of the slander and defamation to stop, because I'm growing older by the day. I'm getting much too old for this childish high school shit. I want for 2021 to be a better year. I want for 2021 to be a year of, ignorance is bliss. If I don't know about it, I don't care, and I don't want to know about it. That's what I want 2021 to be a year of. Just a year of ignorance is bliss. That's what I want. That'll probably be my New Year's resolution. Just to ignore the bad news, pay no mind to it, and, turn over a new leaf. Hopefully 2021 will be a better year for all of us, but I'd like to turn over a new leaf and not concern myself with other people. Stick to the people who I know I can talk to every day, whether it be through email or text message, or if they want to call me, or if they want to Skype or Duo, because I have the Duo video messaging on my phone. I've also got the Skype app on my phone. I want to stick only to the people who will stick with me and have stuck with me this entire time, and they have no intentions of leaving me ever or going anywhere. But I've really had to prepare myself through the years, ever since this started to happen. There's a lot that I had to prepare for, and people walking out of your life based on something that someone else said is just ridiculous to me. Had there been evidence, which there's not evidence, they would still be my friends. They would still be talking to me. That's why I say, show me the proof. Because there's already this confirmation bias with me anyway, and these preconceived feelings that people have about me anyway, because I'm single, I don't have kids, and I can relate more to their child situation than even the parents can, which is what really puts them in a tizzy. They're more mad at that than anything, and they will do anything. They will come up with anything just to get back at me, just to retaliate. I still have friends. My circle of friends undeniably has gotten smaller, and undoubtedly has shrunk a little bit. But I gotta learn to live with the fact that not everybody stays in your life forever. And for the people who do stay in my life and the people who don't want to leave, I love you for that. and I thank you. And I thank you more for thinking for yourself and for honestly looking at what's available. Now, I'll admit there's a lot of things I've said over the years, and I may have misspoken about a lot of things. So, whatever that may be, whatever the case may be where I've misspoken about something, it was never my intention to use the wrong word. But my only intention, my only goal was to be there for people who I thought at least cared. And I later found out that they don't. I've been judged by a lot of people. I've been summed up and characterized by lots of people. There's women out there who have flirted with me, and yes, I flirted back, but then want to cry foul because I flirted with them, although they're just as guilty of it as anything. But yeah, it's always easy to make Jared look bad because Jared is the single man without kids, and him flirting with me makes me feel so uncomfortable. Give me a fucking break. You know, that's my response to that. But there are women who, and it's not just women, but in this particular case, there have been lots of women who I'm friends with. I'm friends with lots of women, whether they're married or single or what have you. It doesn't matter. It makes not one bit of difference. I'm friends with them. I have a lot of guy friends too. You know, there's a lot. There's still good people out there. There's still good people out there, and they don't believe everything they're told. You know, especially the rumor that was going around about, oh, Jared asked a kid if chemo makes him lose her pubic hair. I've seen and heard that being circulated. People have asked me questions about this. And time again, it's bullshit. Because, one, I don't talk to children that way. And for two, they haven't been able to make a case. No one has made a case for this. It's gossip. It is a rumor. And that's what that's the point that I'm trying to get across to people, is that you can't just look at something and say, well, write him out because he's talking inappropriately to children. No, I don't talk inappropriately to children. That's a lie. Those people have not met their burden of proof. Whoever come up with that, there's a lot of holes in the story because, first of all, they claim there was a police report. No police report at all. Secondly, we don't know the name of the child. Two, we don't have video or audio evidence that I would even ask such a question. There's no evidence that exists because I can tell you that it never happened. And now if you see something under my name where I'm allegedly asking someone or asking a child inappropriate questions, well, that's not me. It's just not me. These people are trying to have me put away because it's a personal vendetta against me. This has nothing to do with anybody being violated. These people just don't like me. Well, you know what? I can handle this in a lot more mature way. And I can tell you there's people that I don't like. There's people that I don't care for. But the last thing I'm going to do is make up a fucking lie about them to try to get them put away for something they never did. Well, there is no police report. There's no investigation going on. There's none of that. Now, there's a website you can check on if you feel so inclined to do so. The website is called the Michigan Department of Corrections. It's www.michigan.gov/corrections. Again, michigan.gov, Gov/corrections. And you can look up inmates. I don't think you can look up court documents or court dockets, but you can look up inmate information, people who've been in prison. Type in my name, Jered, first name, Fuller, last name, Fuller. Look me up. Look for my name in the Department of Corrections website. Oh, but before you do that, I'll just save you the trouble of doing that and tell you that I've never been incarcerated a day in my life. I have never been put in handcuffs a day in my life. I have no criminal background whatsoever. I don't have a history of breaking the law whatsoever. I don't have a record. I don't have a rap sheet. I'm not on probation. I'm not a parolee. I have no record with the state of Michigan or any other state whatsoever. I just don't. I don't even have a parking ticket. I don't have a speeding ticket. I have never been charged with anything. I've never been incarcerated. I've never been prosecuted. I've never been detained. I've never been in any kind of legal trouble ever in my life. I'm happy to report that. My brother, on the other hand, yeah, he's been in some trouble. But I have never in my life been in trouble with the law. In all the 34 years of my life, I can say, with a smile on my okie dokie face, that I have never been in trouble with the law, ever. So anything you hear, anything you see or hear about me on Facebook is inaccurate. Now, if you see evidence of me exploding in anger, well, I can tell you I'm genuinely a good person. I'm a nice person. I'm one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. Okay? But anytime I go off on somebody, that's because they've given me a reason to. I don't just go around randomly attacking people out of, thin air. I don't just go around randomly attacking people. I don't do that. They have to give me a reason to respond that way. Otherwise, I'm cool as a cucumber. I'm good. I know I've said a lot here, and I don't really want to take up too much of your time, but I'm trying to put all these problems to bed. Like I said, I've been judged by people that I've spoken with for a few years now, for a long time, and I didn't know they could be so judgmental towards me. I didn't know they could be so hateful or so spiteful towards me. They put on a happy face, they want to talk nice to people, and then they want to judge you based on, well, I don't care for your language, I don't care for your dad's language, I don't care for this or that. You know what? I don't care that you don't care for my language. I don't fucking care at all, actually. My dad doesn't give a fuck. But you know what? We're just being ourselves in the moment. This is who we are. And the fact that, I was confronted with this bullshit that, well, my kids don't swear. Bullshit. You think your kids are so fucking perfect. I have evidence, I have proof that they swear and that they use foul language. Would you like to see it? So let's not pretend that your kids are so perfect that they never do wrong. Because I've spoken with your children. And by the way, they're not underage children. They are adult children. They have kids of their own. So don't tell me that your kids don't swear. They do. It's people are just they're just out there. I don't know. They think their children do no wrong. They think their kids are perfect because they're their kids. Well, all parents think their kids are perfect because they're their kids. It doesn't make them special, okay? But like I said, I've rambled on for far too long, and I gotta tell you, it feels good to actually just sit here and get the stuff off my chest. Because I've been, like I said, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I can only hope that 2021 will be a year where I want it to be a year that is full of ignorance is bliss. That's what I want it to be. Ignorance is bliss. If I don't gotta know about it, I don't care. I'm just gonna walk down the sidewalk in Chesaning. I'm gonna whistle a happy tune, and everything's gonna be great. You know, people are gonna ask me, "Oh, how's your life going?" I'm gonna say, "My life is great." "Oh, I wish my life was great." You know what? It's a choice that you have to make. If you want a better life, you have to create the better life. You don't get on social media and create fake accounts just so you can attack people you don't like and try to pin them with degrading, disgusting shit just because you want to get back at them for whatever the case may be. Only unhappy people want other people to be unhappy too. Well, you know what? 2021 has got to be the year where we all persevere, where we're on the other side of the COVID. We're going to be the happiest people in the fucking world. I mean, we're going to have our problems no matter what. There's always going to be an issue. But at least we can get through it, the issues together. We can be there for one another. And I just don't... If someone's got something negative to say about me, I don't care. Let them say it. I don't want to know about it. There's people who don't like drama, but they thrive on it. They eat it for breakfast and lunch and dinner. I want no part of it. You know, if I remove myself from the problems, then my life is going to improve for the better. Better things will happen for me. I mean, there's still people out there who want me to come back and see them. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to come back and see them. You know, they want me to come back, and that was something else that was brought up too. Well, you know, there's families, I heard that there's families who don't want you to come back anymore. Well, that's not fucking true at all. There's people who want me to come back. I've been to their house. They want me to come back and see them again. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait. I cannot wait for that day. But there's people who don't want me to be happy for some reason. They want to try to fill my friends' heads with a bunch of garbage about me to make them change their minds. This happened when I was in Louisiana last summer. Right while I was in the fucking passenger seat of the car that my friend was driving, she got a message in Messenger, "Oh, you got to watch out for Jared Fuller." And we just looked at each other and started laughing our asses off because it's like, you people are just so stupid. You're a little slow in your step, but you know, good try. You know, and we're busting out laughing, and you know, it's just I don't know. It's like these people accuse me of being stalkers, and yeah, look what they're doing to me. They're stalking me. If you're subscribed to my channel right now and you're someone who doesn't like me, don't ever again in your life accuse me of stalking, because you're essentially doing the same thing right this very fucking moment. I try to be nice to people. There's people who don't want that. So, and those people can just go away. They can nod off, you know. I don't need them. But I got friends everywhere. People that I keep in contact with daily, and you know, ever since they found out that I had the COVID, they've really been checking on me and making sure that I'm doing okay, and they just make sure that my spirits are up and I'm doing okay, and you know, I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to come out of this COVID a positive, happy person. I really and truly need to get out of this house because it's driving me crazy. And I'll get there. But as for right now, I just got to keep riding out the quarantine. I got to isolate myself from Dad and Amy, and I will be good as new, and I will feel 100% better. I would say I'm about 97, 98% feeling okay. But I gotta go through the storm. You know, there's a rainbow waiting on the other side, and I'm just waiting for it to shine through. So I want to thank all of you for listening to this. I've been here for over an hour. It's officially 6 o'clock. And I'm going to edit this and get it out there on YouTube so you can listen. I love you guys. I thank you so much for listening, for sitting in tonight. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Thank you so much again for the emails and the text messages. And yes, even the phone calls at times. They've been helpful. They've helped to get me through this very trying time in my life. But I appreciate and love my friends more than they'll ever know. And the fact that they've been emailing me and texting me and just making sure that I'm okay and everything is going smoothly, it means the world to me. It means the world to me that people care this much. I promise you I'm going to be okay. I just got to ride this out for a little while longer. There's officially 249 COVID deaths in Saginaw County alone, which is a county where I live. I can assure you that I'm not going to be one of them. I will persevere. I will get through this. And you will see me in public again, hopefully sometime soon. And I'm going to be alright, guys. So thank you for listening. And I will catch you in the next whatever it is I decide to upload to my channel here. Everything's good. I'm doing alright. Toodaloo.